Today's Prime Day, and I got 10 pottery related deals that I think you'll really be interested in. And I'm saving a really big one somewhere in the middle. You have to wait and see, but check it out. Okay, so we're just gonna jump onto the computer here, and I'm just gonna try to knock these out pretty quick. All right, first thing on the list is gonna be these diamond pads. They're very similar to the Diamond Core Tools ones, but they're way cheaper. So they're on sale, just a couple bucks off, but I mean, they're on sale for $13.59. They're normally $16. So, you know, a couple dollars off, but these things are great. Really, I take one of these with me to every show. If I ever have like any kind of nick or anything like that, like, or if I have a glaze defect I forget about, these things make quick work of it. So yeah, the sanding pads are awesome. Okay, so I do have links to each of these products in the bottom. They are going to be affiliate links. They don't cost you anything. If you click on them, I get like a couple percentage. I get like a small percentage of it. Like I think sometimes like 4%, maybe it's 3%. But either way, these are all things that I do use or would use. So check them out. Like I said, nothing in here is just like stuff that I was like, oh yeah, this would be great. I'm just going to make a bunch of, junk videos. Next, we have this awesome little throwing gauge. What's nice about this is it's 2 levels and it clips to the side of your wheel. So some of the throwing gauges that are out there, they are on a stand and they'll kind of be in the way. And this one does has the flip up pieces, which you kind of want because you want to be able to move that out of the way while you're making stuff. So this one's on sale for $22.39 instead of $28 normally. But throwing gauges, if you've never used one, are awesome. I used one for years, and the ability to have the 2 points really helps you if you're doing something like a bowl or like if you want to do something that's coned in, you want to be the certain width and then have that top depth. It's kind of cheaper stuff, but you get what you pay for, and this thing will do. If you've never had a throwing gauge, this is going to be awesome for you. All right, next up, we have what I use now instead of a throwing gauge is a laser level. You might have seen a lot of people using these. They are awesome because they give you a horizontal and a vertical access. What I like about that is if your rim's slightly off, you'll see it when the piece is going around. So this first one, it actually comes with a tripod. So I always use these on tripods. If you don't have a little cheap tripod laying around, this one actually has a tripod included. So, and it is $36, normally $50. So this is a pretty good deal. But yeah, I like to use these cheaper laser levels because it's a pottery studio. It's going to get mud all over it. It's going to get knocked over. It's not going to last super long. So these are great. Just get something like this. It's going to work awesome and it'll help you out. Now, if you don't need the tripod, there's another one on sale here. This one is $25.59, normally $32. I use the green now. I don't really know that it makes a difference, but yeah, this one has a magnetic base and a little bracket here. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I'm gonna be making a video on later this month. So, but yeah, this one is a really good price. So that's it's 20% off. Try to do some math there. Not the best at that. All right, next we got the rub brick. Now, this is what I like to use whenever I get a glaze drip. It's really nice. It's handheld, so you can control how much dust it's making. And unlike the power tools where I throw dust everywhere, this really good. You can just kind of scrape the stuff off. They work awesome. This one is on sale for $14. So normally it's $17.49, but this is still cheaper than you can find it at Home Depot or anywhere else. So just go with these. I mean, I'm probably gonna order one of these because the one I have is pretty worn down and needs to be replaced. So this is definitely one of the things that I'm gonna be ordering today. Next, we have these Pottery Forms. They're really similar to the GR Pottery Forms, except they are just non-name brand. These are 30% off. I'm probably gonna order one of these just to try them out and see how they are. They're different shapes and they're cheap compared to the GR Forms. I mean, you get 18 pieces here for 45 bucks. That's crazy. You get a triangle, the circles, the ovals, and then the rectangles, and then some of these hexagon. The one thing I did read some of the reviews, they were saying how the hexagon walls are vertical, not tapered. So that's kind of weird. So I may end up just sanding it down, maybe, to use it. I'm not sure. But then like the triangles, like something about like they don't line up or something like that. But I mean, again, you're getting what you pay for. These are cheap. If you're just starting hand building and you don't know what you want, I think this is a great way to just kind of experiment with stuff instead of buying one pottery form from GR Forms. I mean, those things can be from $10 to $30 depending on what you get. This, you're getting 18 different pieces, but you're getting, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're getting 6 different shapes for 46 bucks. So I think it's a good deal. 30% off, but yeah, we're gonna play around with these, see how we like them. Next up, we have some Glaze Brushes. These are half off, they're only 10 bucks. These like bigger ones, these like wider ones are really nice for using for when you're glazing. What's nice is these are gonna get more paint on there than just a typical like cheap paintbrush. And for 10 bucks, like you really can't beat it. Like I probably won't use these smaller ones. Like I might just turn those into like a wax brush, but these other bigger ones, I'll definitely end up using those. So that's cool, half off, 10 bucks. You always need more brushes, so I think those are pretty awesome. Okay, these are still in that hand building trend. These are, if you've ever seen the people take the little mushroom shape and you smash it down into some foam and you can create like a curve. These are those, that's what you use. So these aren't the biggest, so you're gonna be smaller. The biggest one of these is 6.5 inches, so maybe like that big. Not huge, but these are great for like small dishes. I mean, the 4.5 inch, like that's a perfect like little ring dish or anything like that. So these are pretty good. I feel like that's a good price, 25% off, 30 bucks instead of normal $40. So yeah, these are another thing that I'm probably gonna actually order for myself. So I spent a little while just looking through to see what I was gonna get. All right, and then if you've seen my pottery video, or if you've seen my video on how to set up for an art show, you see how I don't really recommend you use these sandbag weights for your tent, but I do recommend you use them for everything else in your booth. Actually, this past weekend, I forgot to talk about it in my other video, but this girl had one of her shelves fall over. It was an A-frame design, and it just fell like this, just randomly, no wind, no nothing. And so I went over to her later and I was like talking to her, just, saying, oh man, I heard, heard something fall, how'd it go, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, end of the conversation, I just told her what I do. And on each of my shelves underneath, I have one of these 25-pound weights. I mean, this one says 112 pounds for 4, so they're saying what, like it's 26 pounds? That's not right either. 31 pounds? No. Whatever the math is, slightly more than 25 pounds. But either way, these are great to just throw on your display pieces. And I would get the black ones because they look better. But yeah, I mean, you just throw them. I have them on all my shelves, everything. Keeps it stable so it's not gonna fall over. These are on sale, 26% off, $13.26, normally $18. Again, I mean, these aren't like crazy savings on some of these, but if you don't have these, and you should, then just go ahead and get it now while it's on sale. I mean, saving $5 is really, saving $5 is awesome. Let's see what we got next. Oh yeah, this is actually a really good one. This one is crazy on sale. It is 60% off, total of $9.49. So that's pretty wild. But it's just this little photo box, and it has LED lights built into it, and it also has a couple of these little backgrounds that you can add to it. Photo boxes are awesome. This one is as small as I would go, 14 by 16. I have one that's just a little bit bigger, and it works great for mugs, things like that, maybe some vases, but if you start getting to like bigger bowls or something like that, then you just need something bigger. But if you don't have a photo set up, this thing just folds up, it gets out of the way. This is actually just a really good deal on this. I mean, it's only $10. These things are never go this cheap. So I was reading through the reviews. There's a bunch of other ones that are on sale, but they don't really look anything better. And honestly, for $10, like this thing, you can just take it around with you. There's even a picture that somebody shows of doing the pottery. They've kind of got their backdrop creased. That's why you can see it's not quite as, the line there's not quite as good. But here's one with the blue background. But yeah, I mean, it just makes your photos look way better. So if you don't have, oh yeah, you can see this one, what I mean, where when you start getting a bigger object, like you can kind of see the edge. But yeah, a photo box, if you don't have one, for 10 bucks, this is a great just intro, how to get started. Okay, I think that was all of those, and then we're gonna go back to the big deal that I think we got here. So this is the big deal. This is the tent that I used. It's ABC Canopy. This is the pop-up version. It's got the walls with the door on it. On sale for 190 bucks. That's 27% off. I've never seen it go below 200. It's been between 250 and 260 the last few months because I've had people ask me and I'm like, hey, yeah, this is the tent I use. I pull it up and it's always well over 200 bucks. So this is actually the deal I was talking about. This one is the one that made me want to do this whole video because I think it's just a really good deal. I mean, I'm almost like, maybe I should just get a new tent and sell my old one, you know? Because like these things, I've had it for years. It's held up great. I had somebody asking me this last week. They were like, what brand tent do you use? And so I was like, yeah, this is ABC Canopy. It comes with the bag with the wheels on it, so you can roll it around. I mean, my wheels are starting to get a little beat up. You know, I think I had a strap mess up on the bag. But for everything that I've put it through, I think it's held up awesome. So this is a great deal, 190 bucks for a tent. I think if you don't have a tent and you're trying to do art shows, I would go ahead and buy this one now. This is crazy. So there are a couple things that I wouldn't recommend. So I'm just gonna go to Pottery over here. These like wheels they have on Amazon, don't buy those. They're gonna be trash. I've seen too many people talk about how bad they are. Some of the sponges that you'll find, not the best. I mean, these yellow sponges right here, like those would be good. I mean, that's 15 yellow sponges for $7. I think they cost $1 at my pottery store. So if you need a couple new sponges, why don't you pick those up? But like, I'm trying to find them. There's these fake mud tools, because you know some of this stuff is just Chinese junk. Just kind of like these sponges here. They try to be like some of the mud tools. The ribs I've never used. I would be a little bit leery, but if you're gonna go with like wooden ribs, you can find some good deal on those. I mean, wood's not gonna mess up. I just don't use a lot of wooden ribs. So I'd be careful on some of it. I mean, you know, some of this stuff's not on Prime. Okay, these mud tools, I've heard people say these aren't actually mud tool sponges, so never order those on Amazon. Then you've got these here that are kind of like the lookalikes. They're just way cheaper, you know, you get 3 for 16 versus 1 for 12. Just don't even mess with those. But yeah, so those are the things that I would recommend if you're perusing Amazon for Prime Day and you want to pick up some of this stuff. That tent, like I said, is pretty awesome deal. And then those sandbags for your booth, I think those would be great. And then that light box really help you step your game up. But yeah, like I said, I went through for a couple hours looking at stuff, and this is all I was able to find. They're 10 things, but I think they're actually worth buying. So that's why I made this video, trying to save you guys some money. Get out there and get after it. Make some goodies. And if you haven't watched any of these other videos, go check these out because I'm sure they're really good. No bias.